Because trust me, when you're 80 years old, I'm not that old, but I'm just saying, when you're old, right, you're going to sit back one day, and there's this word, it's called reflection. And you're going to think about what you've done, opportunities you've had, things you could have tried. You don't want to be regretting that. You know what? I tried it, and it worked out. Just think about that. So what's this key?
It begins and ends with you.
Sounds pretty good. What's this key?
It begins and ends with you.
You know I'm going to call on you? What's this key? You're going to have to cross-pollinate, you know. All right, what's the next one? What does that mean? Persistence beats resistance. What does that mean, my friend? What do you think it means? What do you think?
If you keep on trying, soon you'll make it.
Yes. What do you think it means? Yes, sir. No, no, you do.
Okay.
Okay. What do you think it means? It's a pretty smart group. I've tried a lot of things, and I failed terribly at a lot of things. I have no problem saying that. But what I didn't fail at is time. What else do I got to go back to? Right? I knew what I came from. So I'm like, what? If I don't try something, this is already what is set out for me to go in that direction. So I'm going to go somewhere else. At least I'm going to try. Again, I want to reflect and say, you know what? I tried. Right. Then, straight to the military. Thought I could run track. Injured my knee. Ended up going to a junior college, back up here. From there, went to a school. This kind of came together. But it wasn't easy. Never give up. Never. Because it won't be hard forever. And say if you fail, you got to get up. But you got to make sure you don't make the same mistake again. One of my best friends is from Liberia, in Africa. And they got this saying, right? Don't look where you fell, look where you slipped. So what does that really mean? You got to figure out how did I fall in the first place, right? And what do I got to do differently so I don't fall again? We're talking about having a plan. Then when you get up and you move forward, look, what's done is done. Let that experience go. Don't let it, restrain you from moving forward. Does that make sense? Am I making sense or what? All right. So what's this key? What's this key?
Persistence will be resistance.
All right, what's this key?
Persistence will be resistance.
Are you hear how loud they were? How does that? You guys know? What's this key?
Persistence will be resistance.
We're getting it. We're going to work this thing out. Key number 4. My friend, could you read key number 4 for me?
Don't move until you choose.
Right. What do you think that means, my friend?
Don't continue on with your life until you chose a path.
Very good. It's very good. My friend with the purple tie, what do you think that means? You want me to come back to you? All right. My friend with all this green on. What do you think that means?
Carefully pick what you want to do next.
My friend, what do you think it means? You told me to come back to you. I'm coming back to you. When you, and this, I'm assuming that everyone wants to go to college, but some folks become very successful without going to college. So I don't want to come across like you have to go to college. But whatever you do, give it a lot of thought before you do it. Again, I started college, I was like 20, And a lot of my friends had started at 17 and 18. And I was like, wow, I'm 2 years behind these folks, right? I would say the bulk of them, I graduated before. I wasn't doing a 6-year plan, this 8-year plan, and all these other things. I was going, I was focused, I got it done. In some cases, I graduated early, even though I started after. Why? Because I knew, again, I grew up very poor, so it's a financial thing for me, right? I knew if I'm going to spend this money, if I'm going to take this time, I'm going to be serious about it. I wasn't just going to go and say, okay, well, I'll pick a major while I'm there, or I'll decide later on. Just think about what you want to do. And after you say, okay, well, maybe I want to be a barber, right? Let me go talk to some people who've been barbers for maybe 20 or 30 years. Right? Let me see, what does it really take to run a barber shop? The costs associated with it, and getting new clients. The practical aspects of what you want to do, just think about that. How are you going to make it happen? Pick a major or trade, field of study that could lead to a career, right? And is worth the money. Here's the thing I never forget about college. No matter what you study, right, you're going to pay the same price. So if you study English or if you study engineering, for the most part, you pay the same price. So you ask yourself the question, is it going to be worth the money? But if you're not sure, again, don't pick it. And understand the difference between a hobby and a career. Right? I love to take pictures. But I know that's a hobby. And I know I couldn't live how I want to live if I was a photographer. I know I'm not good enough to be a commercial photographer, but I know, again, I want to live a particular lifestyle. So what do? It's a hobby. So, what's the fourth key? Everybody all together, what's the fourth key?
Don't move until you choose.
Does that make sense? You guys are starting to wake up a little bit. Who's going to read key number 5 for me? I need a volunteer.
Grades don't say it all.
Or what do you think that means? What do you think that means?
Well, maybe it means that the grade you get isn't always the grade, like it's not your level of.
That's not reflective of what you know? Okay. What do you think that means? Same thing. What do you think that means? What do you think that means? Yes. Want to come back to you? No. This is what it means. Try your best, right? Try your absolute best to get A's or to get the highest there is. Just try. If you do, don't feel entitled. Don't feel like, oh, I got this A, I'm going to stick my chest down, I'm smarter than the rest of everyone else, right? People do it. If you don't get the A, right, don't think you're not as smart either. Oh, I didn't get an A, and so-and-so smiling and laughing because they got the A. I can't stress this enough. Your work ethic, what we call the grind, will take you much farther, right, than your grades. One of my classmates in law school, very smart. I mean, this guy, you know, study with him sometimes I don't, but this guy, book smart. I mean, he was, I think he may have, I don't know, number 1 or number 2 in the class. Very, very smart. And I always said to him, why don't you be a law professor? Because you're very good at it. You're very good at studying and this whole rigor of academia, right? He said, no, you know, that's not what I want to do. But when it came time to working in the law, right, to practice in law, right, let's just say it hasn't worked out that well. Part of it, and I saw this in undergraduate too, part of it is sometimes folks get this ear about, well, look, I have these high grades, therefore I'm better than everyone else I work with, right? Therefore I'm better than my clients, or I'm better than I'm going to have my own business, and these folks should be lucky enough to have me working for them. Don't work that way. You got to produce results, and you've got to get along with all kinds of people. And these are things that you're not going to learn in any college. You've got to get along with folks. Now, don't get me wrong. You still got to have some understanding. But there's been times when, you know, let's just say I seed my way through a class. I got a C in a class. But when it came time to doing that same subject, I excelled at it. Maybe I just didn't get the test. How many tests, how many questions are in a test? 10, 20 questions, and how many topics are studied in a course? Countless. And you just have a bad day. I've had some bad days. But I can't stress this enough. When you get out there in the real world, it's your work ethic that will propel you. And it's a different kind of work ethic than when you're in a class someplace. So what's the fifth key? All together, what's the fifth key?
Say it all.
Okay. Any questions? We're going through this, not only a lot of time at the end for questions. All right, we'll keep going. Who's going to give me key number 6? I need a volunteer.
Focus on your career,
What do you think that means?
keep your eye on the prize.
Yes. And what prize?
Prize whatever you want to be.
That's right. That's right. There's a reason why yours capitalized. There's a reason why I keep saying you. Because it's your career. And your career may be different than his career. And they both may be fine. But you always, again, at this stage, you got to be real selfish. You got to say, look, this is what I want to do. If anyone's talking not in a nice way, you got 2 ears, right? And you got 10 fingers. You can choose any ones you want to do this. You just don't listen to them. Just don't do it. Zone them out. Whatever you got to do when you start hearing negative stuff. Because trust me, that can impact you. All right? And your plan got to be flexible. I knew one day I wanted to be an attorney. I also knew one day I wanted to be an engineer. And most folks said, you're crazy. How are you going to be engineering and law and all this kind of stuff? That doesn't go together. I'm glad I didn't listen to them. All right. And always ask yourself the question. You know, I mean, for some folks, they pick a career that they like and they stick with it forever. And that's fine. Other folks will like this, but how could I take this and do something else with it? And that's fine too. It's called evolution and change, right? Figure out which works for you. Right? So always learning, always growing, right? Develop a plan. 3 and 5 years, again, think about it. Where are you going to be in 3 and 5 years? Where? Not just physically, you know, intellectually, personally, financially. And that's where you want to be. How are you going to make that happen? You got to start working on that today. Be real specific. I want to earn, boom, this amount a year. I want to live in, boom, this kind of house. I want to be married, or I want to have traveled, or I want to be a member of these organizations. Be real specific about that. That doesn't mean you can't change or you can't revisit it. But that just means you have some sort of path that you're going.